We are waiting our guest. She will be here shortly. She has sent her apologies and is rushing in. But in the meantime, we had a conversation yesterday. Konza was here. We got a call from David Notwane. Very knowledgeable, of course, when it comes to such things as coaching. He is Ramita Professori as well, because he does lecture in coaching as well. We had Safka, President, come on, and we're speaking about coaching in South Africa. I mean, I was dumbfounded to find out that a C or D license takes 60 hours. That's all you do. It's 60 hours. And hence they say that that's a license that is fit for teaching young kids, at school. When we used to be taught by your maths teacher, your science teacher, that's what they're supposed to be doing with those licenses. But hey, we've got some of those licenses in the DCU Premiership even. A lot of you had things to say about it and views that you wanted to add. We couldn't get to everyone. So this gives us an opportunity while we wait to do exactly that.
Andile. Now, the coaching pages. Does it apply to the national teams? Ne? Does it apply to the national team? But you are chomo. Nanal chonan to the nakwera coach bafana vele. Living living say banal chona te fele in the pages. Kaufela chona ba coach bafana because it looks like one bokar baba pika fela ji. So kiwa not to make what we say by you. I get this respect to chomo or anyone. Just wanna know. They were from Naledi.
Guys, it's Temba from Dobsonville. I'm telling you, South Africa is very rich. I cannot believe that we can take somebody like Arthur Zwane and put him there and give him his position and say he's a coach. I mean, he doesn't have all those qualifications that we're talking about in there. Anyway, he was the highest paid coach, if I check last season. And yet he didn't even have anything to compete with when it comes to paperwork. But he's still standing there at the front. So, yeah. You've got a most expensive toys to play with, yeah? Good luck, guys.
Yes, Andile, yeah, Umteza lona lapha Steel Day, south of Johannesburg. I hear David Notwane, I hear even the SAFA official there, but the only problem that I'm having with this, with everything that is being spoken about is who's sponsoring and who's paying for these courses. Because a grassroots coach like myself or anybody else from the township who cannot afford even to make a D license, who does not work and everything else, how does he, is he supposed to get those licenses? I think from the SAFA point of view, there should be somebody or there should be a sponsor who is paying for grassroots coaches, especially in the townships, so that they can get these badges, because they are most important. Because you'll find out that a course, for instance, Ekuruleni is doing a course and it's costing 2,800 rand. That's what is demoralizing every coaches. Yeah, every coach who's there. So can they clarify for me then?
Hey, good evening, Andile and the gents there. This is Tebo Kholitsi here from the West Rand. I hear the argument that you guys are bringing for about CND, Pro A, and all of that. But I think one thing that we are missing is that there is something called recognition of prior learning that is practiced across the world. Top universities are doing it here in South Africa and across the globe. So the guys like Boma Budi, who would have amassed serious knowledge, being coached when they were professional players by coaches with proper skills, proper qualifications, that must also count, as knowledge. I think what CAF and UEFA must then try and do is to, learn from these universities across the world and introduce the recognition of prior learning.
I mean, good point, and we hear that, and I don't necessarily disagree with you on that one there. But nonetheless, you need to then bulk up. Remember that technology changes how training is different. Remember back in the day, in football in particular, but it was in most sports, because there was the science had not been put into sport. It started, we used to see it a lot in America, and it grew in America. You'd get to training, hey, but kichimis was all round like round, but you shy 15 laps, 10 laps, 20 laps. That doesn't happen anymore. That doesn't happen anymore because the The technology has grown and the science of it all has grown as well. So yes, prior learning, but when did you play? When did you train? What were the methods then versus now? Those are things that you need to think about. We've got Klaas on from Pretoria. I want to speak about the coaching badges. I can tell you this though. After our conversation yesterday, and I don't want to say, it was due to our conversation necessarily, but after the conversation yesterday, today, the SAFA Technical Director, Walter Steenbok, announced that SAFA will now host a CAF A license course with the first leg running from November 2023. So there you go. They feel and see the need as well. Because there you go. For the first time since when? 2016. Is it 2016 or in 6 years? For the first time in 6 years. 6 years. And all of a sudden it's happening. Let's go to Klaas. Klaas is out in Pretoria. Klaas?
Yes, Andile.
Hey.
Yes, it's Klaas from Pretoria. I'm happy. I'm not struggling anymore. And then I've cut that genie. Now it's my turn now.
It's your turn and you've got the time. Go for it.
Yes. Andile, I think it's unfair. These soccer players and these ex-players, this course is very cheap. They say D is 1.5, other one is 4,000, 8,000, 28,000.
Well, I mean, very cheap here is not for everyone. That might be cheap to you.
Yes. No, I understand. But it's like people need to be subsidized. They are still playing soccer. They can do these courses. Yes, let's be fair to everyone because of, if you say you can't go to school because of they are not subsidizing you, even if you can pay that, they are driving big cars. But I'm not saying everyone is driving big cars, but let's be fair, and these people must go to school. Let's make education fashionable. They must go to school, acquire this knowledge. It's very, very important, Andile.
You heard, I don't know if you listened yesterday, you heard Yeyele Tsulunyane. He's in Botswana right now. He was in, I think he said Zambia last year as well. He's paying that for himself, and he's spent almost over 100,000.
I support that very well. We are also studying. We are paying for ourselves. Some people act like they don't want to. They want to study because of companies not paying for them. Tomorrow you're gonna blame FAFA. You're gonna blame PSL. No, it's unfair. And let's not look back to say maybe Jomo that didn't have the. Let's go forward. Let's move forward. Let's plan ahead. Things have changed. Let's move forward, and people must go to study so that we can improve our soccer in South Africa. Thank you very much.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Klaas. Jumping in on the conversation we had yesterday with quite a few gentlemen, actually. Spuram Konza, who's currently studying for his badges. He was here. You've got Yeyele Tsulunyane, who came on as well. He's in Botswana at the moment. He's studying as well, trying to get his A license, I think it was. With the president of the Coaches Association here, we had David Notwane as well. But because our guest has run behind time, and at 27 past now, I'm not sure what we're going to do moving forward as far as that conversation is concerned. But there's many conversations to be had. And during the week, we don't always have time for it. So go for it. This is an opportunity for you to give us a call and pick a bone on any of the conversations that you've wanted to catch on, be it on a Friday when we say Podcast Friday, on a Monday when the three wise men are here, or any other of those days. This is an opportunity now to have the line not clogged up, for you to bring up whatever it is that you want to bring up. The number again is 086 000 2160. WhatsApp us on 060 552 7303. Take a quick break. When we come back, hey man, lines are open and they're all just for you. Let's do it. Taking your calls on 086 000 2160. Send your voice notes 060 552 7303. You've always got things you want to talk about. We never have the time for you to do so. Today is exactly that. Hey, but remember, Metro FM in association with exclusive White Spring Picnic brings you Metro FM's 37th birthday celebration. It's available Dries Niemand, which is there in Kempton Park, not too far from Festival Mall. It's Saturday the 2nd of September. Lebo Sokhobela, Vusinova, Mafigizolo, Lamiz, Kings of the Weekend, DJ Sabi, Tira, Oscar Mbo, Mafigizolo, Buhle, DJ Kent. So many are going to be there. And of course, Somizi and Lulo Cafe as well, if I haven't mentioned them. Tickets are available at CompuTickets and Tickets Pro. They start at 250 Rands. Theme is denim and white. For bookings, email bookings@exclusivewhite.co.za. Metro FM, 37-year-old, cool. 37 years old, actually. Why am I saying 30? 37, now, Malcolm. Let's go to the calls now. Let's start with Edward. Edward is out in Krugersdorp. Edward.
Hi, Andile. Thanks for taking my call, man.
Please, man, go for it.
Andile, I just want to make a comment on the issue of the coaches, and obviously to look at the bigger picture. I'm sure we have a number of people who have been coaching without licenses. What I'm not hearing from the PSL, and remember, these people have made PSL what it is today, whether they had papers before or they did not have. But for now, I want us to focus on those that did not have licenses, who brought the supporters at the stadium. What is the plan of PSL? How is it going to assist them? Because, I want to take one step back and say, do you want to tell me that PSL will simply say to them, you guys who don't have papers, as a result, we want people with papers. Let's go to Limpopo. I mean, we used to have Ntate Tobejane. He used to entertain us. I mean, this guy...
you're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe this. I'm speaking to a coach right now who just said, and I think we're going to get him on the line. Let's get Morgan Mamilla on the line, Timmy. Let's get Coach Morgan Mamilla on the line. And he made that exact point that you're making now, to say the best entertainment on the field was Holoko Tobejane, who promoted Baroka from NFD to PSR with no coaching certificate.
That's my point.
Musa Nyatama last season took Swallows from relegation to top, while pro-licensed coaches failed to make their top 8, he says. I mean, what do you think of talent versus papers?
Look, to be honest with you, hello, Andile, can you
I'm listening.
Yeah, Andile, I want us to take one step back. I can tell you we have talent in South Africa, and it will be wrong for us to say, and even us supporters, it will be wrong for us to say, yeah, let's have them with the licenses. The contribution that has been made by these coaches is amazing, to lie to you. And the second point that I would really love to hear is, I'm supporting football. What I want to hear from the PSL is to say, how do we then meet them halfway with the contribution that they've done? If you don't know that they've done a contribution, go and look at the numbers of supporters that were going to watch Baroka. I want you to look at the people who were there
in that
to
time.
watch
In that time, yeah, Baroka was very favorable.
In that time. And to be honest with you, the sudden change of making sure that now we want a piece of paper.
But let me ask you this, Edward. Let me ask you this. I mean, it's great what you're saying, right? But are those coaches with those teams going to, at any point, compete with a Sundowns, with a Orlando Pirates? Are they going to compete to actually win trophies? Are they going to compete to win the DStv Premiership? If you can give me a coach that you're saying has just got natural talent, who's won trophies, who's won the league, then I think you're going to win this conversation as well. Who is that?
Look, to be honest with you, I might not have names, but I don't have names. And that is a good question that you are asking. But is it difficult to find out? It is not. And do we have them? Yes, we do. Sundowns, let me tell you this. Even if you can take Rulani out and get a guy from SAPS and allow him to coach Sundowns, they will win trophies.
I don't think that's fair.
No, I'm telling you, that machine is ready. Let's talk about.
Yeah, but that's it still needs oil, it still needs petrol, it still needs guidance, it still needs a good driver, and that good driver is going to be of the same quality as the previous one. But Eddie, I do hear you out in Krugersdorp. There's so many calls, I've got to take them. Terribly sorry about that one there. Where are we going now? We're going to Lunga. Lunga's out in Rudaport, yeah? Lunga. Oh, Lunga's gone. Sorry about that one there. Let's go to West out in Tembisa. West.
President, how are you?
Yeah, no, I'm good, man. Talk to me.
All right, thanks. Mr. President, just two quick ones. The one that I just need to touch based on. Firstly, let's look at the coaching licenses. I mean, it's easy. I mean, football is evolving very quickly, and we still say that's why in South Africa we still have coaches, we don't have managers. The reason is it's qualifications. I mean, I will say all these licenses that we apply to the earth, I think they need to be introduced at our institution, your universities. Let's have a calendar. They can be a 3-month course, which everybody registered university, and I think they will be well managed, and the fees will be the same. They will line up the fee. I mean, at the end of the day, in South Africa, we having these soccer players with no offense. They never wanted to go to school, but after football, they want to be coaches. So let them invest in education. I mean, it's not everybody that's going to be a coach. Soccer player, if you've played football, normally I will always say, if you're a footballer, there are so slim chances for you to make it as a coach. you know.
No, I hear you, West Tembisa. Thank you so much. One of the coaches whose name has come up so much during this, and it keeps coming up, and is Morgan Mamilla. Even back then, when the TD spoke about it, Morgan's name did come up again. And here's a man that's moved around as a coach, finds himself back at Chippa United at the moment. He's on the line now. Let's talk to Coach Morgan Mamilla. Coach, thank you so much for joining us, and welcome.
Good evening to you, my brother, and good evening to our listeners.
Coach, Chippa United, have you settled in well?
Settled well, my brother. You guys must be the judge on how Chippa United is doing.
I mean, I take a look at it at the moment. You're sitting in 12th place. You've got the 3 points after the 3 matches played. But you have said you were dealt a bad card in terms of, the first couple of matches. They were not easy matches for you.
Not easy matches to play against. Playing against highly qualified coaches, as you guys are saying. Did they win the match? No. I
mean, one, yes.
Yeah, one. Yes, one won because... the Sundowns, 2 players of Sundowns are playing the whole Chippa United and the technical team. What do you expect?
I mean, you were very confident going into that match. I think the exact words was, let them come.
You could see how we play.
I must be honest, Coach. I don't think they outplayed you to a level where you were embarrassed. I don't think so.
There's no team that is going to outplay us this season. There's no team. My players are drilled for any 8 games.
Coach, let me ask you this. Training sessions, and this is going back to the conversation about getting licenses and coaching badges. You get told about how the more you advance in your lessons and your coaching badges, the more the training is tough in terms of your coaching drills when you take your coaching sessions and your small-sided games, etc., etc. So things they don't teach you when you've got a C license, a D license, or maybe even a B license. These are things that you learn when you've got a CAF A, when you've got a pro license. So then, how and where does your motivation come from to take your training sessions?
Let me just explain to you, my brother.
Please, sir.
What CAF A or pro license session is the sessions that you can do. Even a player can copy those sessions and even create something from those and make it better as long as it suits how he's going to play.
I don't understand, Coach. What do you mean?
Okay, now Medendorp, highly qualified coach, he's doing a session. I'm watching how he's doing the session. Me, Morgan, I'm watching Medendorp is doing the session. It's simple. There's nothing difficult. You watch what he does. One day, tomorrow you can do exactly what he's doing. But Morgan now can see, okay, my players are good in 1, 2, 3. Then I modify those things. The way you are doing, I modified it to suit my players. And it works. There is no session that will say, no, this is for pro license. There is no such thing.
But, Coach, I mean...
I want to give you an example about Dance Manager. He creates his own session. He doesn't copy from anyone. He go and sit down and create the creativity from him. Because why? There are people who are born rich and technically experienced.
But Coach, I can then come back to you and say, and we love Dance on the show here, and he's been here numerous times. But I can come back and say, with all the teams that the coach has coached, when you look at his illustrious career, very beautiful career that he's had, how much achievement has come of that?
I just won the Nedbank Cup. He beat a pro license coach. He was coaching
one tournament in how many years?
So many. The pro license coach has been here for so many years. They haven't won the league.
And I wonder.
Pro license coaches, they were here last season. 2 of them, they couldn't put the team in the top 8. Highly qualified.
Who's this? Who are you talking about?
Rulani A license beat those pro license. Medindop was here, pro license. Pro license. The young coach who was at Amazon, where he couldn't even won 4 matches the entire season.
False.
He was here with pro
Romain
license.
Falls.
He was here with pro license. Musa Jatama took Swallows from relegation with KFC license. He took the team to top 8. What I'm trying to say, I'm not justifying that coaches must not go and get this certificate. People must know that South African Football Association, they did not have a right to give CAF B and CAF A license.
I want to pause you there, Morgan. Please, Coach, if you can just hold on. 1844 on the Mighty Metro FM. A friend of the room, Coach Morgan Mamilla, is with us now on the line. We're speaking about coaching licenses. Coach, what license do you have?
Let me just give one example so that I can answer.
No problem.
If I'm not mistaken, when Gavin Hunt was winning league 3 times in a row,
when he was a SuperSport.
Yes, he did not have a CAF A license and a pro license.
I mean, to my knowledge, he's still got a UEFA A license, I think it is.
Yes, so he was beating highly qualified coaches 3 times in a row, and he's here now.
What license do you have, Morgan?
I've got a CAF C license.
A CAF C license?
Yes.
Now, and this is me playing the devil's advocate here. And you mentioned, I mean, we speak about Gavin Hunt. I'm not sure when, Gavin would have to tell us. I'm not sure when exactly he got his licenses. But when you look at the PSL, look at the coaches that have won in the last, let's say, 10 years. You've got a Gavin Hunt, who we now know has got a UEFA A license. You've got a Rulani A license. You've got Pizzo Pro license. You had Stuart Baxter as well. Those are the coaches that have won the league. Those are the coaches that have won the majority of trophies in South Africa. Do you think that's a coincidence?
I'm giving you an example about someone who has won it 3 times in a row without CAF A license, without pro license.
He's got a UEFA A license.
Ask when did he get the UEFA A license?
Like I said to you, I think both you and I would need to inquire on that one.
You need to inquire, because remember he was not even allowed to go and sit on the Confederation, the CAF Champions League now, or Confederation now. I think they are sorting these papers now.
Yeah, because obviously the correlation between the CAF and the UEFA license. But Morgan, are you then saying to me that we shouldn't regulate the DSTV Premiership to have a minimum coaching license, to say everybody that coaches here has to have at least an A license? Are you saying to me, that a coach that doesn't have those licenses can still grow? Because what Rolando Mokoena said the other day is, if you don't have those licenses, if you're not qualified, you're cheating growing the boys. You're cheating the players, giving them food for their soul so that they're able to be better. You aren't able to better them. Are you saying that, no, you don't need all of that? If you've got natural talent, you can just go?
I'm not saying that, but let's I came to Chipa. If you look at the list of all coaches that have coached Chipa United, there are so many pro license and CAF A license. I came here first time I broke the record, all their records. They couldn't won 4 games in a row, all of them. What does it tell you? All of them, all 30-something coaches, they've never won 4 games in a row at Chipa United. All. What does it say? Firstly, Safa, they were not allowed to train coaches for CAF B and CAF A. How on earth you can't offer CAF B and CAF A, but you want CAF A? How do you want something that you can't give? Let them have license to do CAF B and CAF A. Then we talk.
But you got to think.
Look at Luchulengane now. He went out of the country to do the B. Now he went out of the country again to do the A. Why?
You know what the why you should ask yourself, Coach? Ask yourself, if Gavin won those 3 in a row without a license, the one that you're saying, why do you think he's bettering himself every season? Why do you think he's going to get those licenses? Because my question still stands. Do you think that the license should not have a minimum in this country?
We should have a minimum provided the mother bodies are offering those services. You can't demand the services that you're not offering.
I mean, I can't argue that. I mean, they're offering it now. I'm sure you saw the announcement.
We want to do license. We want to do these licenses. Nobody's saying no. We want to do them. But also, don't do this license now after 3 games to play. And you know I'm not going to attend. Wait for the right time to do those licenses. FIFA break, yes, we will come and do it. Some of us, we're fortunate because our teams are paying for the cost.
So, Coach, you're saying to me, this is the bottom line on it. You would go if they were available. You're against the fact that SAFA has not made them available. It's not that you don't think they're important, and it's not that you don't think they make a coach better. You agree that they make a coach better. That's why you want to go.
They made a coach. Let me just explain.
Because Coach, I must tell you this. The fact that you said if you watch a training session, you can go and redo a training session is going to be a huge sore point, because that's no different from watching it on YouTube and then going to training and redoing it. That can't be. It can't be that that's okay.
But remember, Andile, the people that are teaching those
courses,
courses, they are here in Africa. They're qualified instructors. And we've got phone numbers of those people. We need those people. They teach us.
So, Morgan, you're not going to go to this particular one?
If you can ask Rulani, how many people is he teaching them the session? He will tell you.
Who's teaching you sessions? Who's teaching you sessions?
He'll tell you. He'll tell you.
Is he teaching you sessions?
No, he's not.
So who's teaching you sessions?
No, luckily I've got someone who got CAF-A license in my team.
You've got somebody who's got a CAF-A license in your team?
Yes.
So then they then do the training sessions?
I do the training sessions.
How? You saying that because, you know, people ask, and you saying you've got somebody who does CAF-A license, so they do the training sessions?
I've been in football for 10 years as a CEO, and I was not sitting in the office. I was going to the field. You can ask even Miranda. I'll sit down with Miranda. He explains. The person who taught me football and coaching and the understanding is Dr. Kumar. I was staying with that gentleman. He was doing session at Baroka. I'll sit down with him. He'll teach me. And Dr. Kumar is an instructor by profession. He qualified to teach the coaches.
Wow.
Morgan,
Morgan, listen.
When you want something, Andile, you go all out. Just like you now, where you are now, you prepare. That's like me, I prepare.
Coach, you know I enjoy our conversations. You know you're always welcome in the studio. And as the season goes, we're going to be having conversations bigger and better than this. The CAF-A license is available now. I hope you're going to go.
I'm unfortunately I have to go for CAF-B unless SAFA will pardon me, but it's not going to be possible. I'm going to wait for them to do the CAF-B. Surely I'll do. But even if they're not doing it, I'm prepared to go out of the country. In maybe AFCON, if there's time, I'll go and do. I want to do those things.
Go do them, Morgan. I appreciate
and
you.
remember,
Yep.
Remember, I'm one of those fortunate guys. I was only assistant for 2 months. 2 months. And I'm training 1 year professional coaching in October.
Well, I wish you luck, and I'm going to tell Dr. Khumalo to watch his student coach Chippa United this season.
No, that man, I'm understanding football better because of that man.
I appreciate hearing that. Morgan
And
Mamilla.
he knows it. Thank you very much, my brother.
Out in Port Elizabeth, the coach called in and we took his call. Sitting next to me now is, I described her during Touch's show. I described her when we began this show as well. And I mean it wholeheartedly when I say I stand here, I speak on this radio today, and many that have been here before me and many that will come after me, on her blood and sweat. I sit here even today on her shoulders. Mom Cynthia Tshaka.
Don't start, because they will tell you, Cynthia, uyatefa. Remember when we lost the World Cup? Remember when we lost the World Cup? I cried, so please don't get me going. But yes, you see, Andile, what is his problem? Making Cynthia cry.
Unfortunately, the N1 got the better of us today.
Yes, it
The
did.
N1 got the better of us today. But listen,
Oh, thank you so much.
so we will await this conversation now, even more anticipatedly. So we'd prepared some things for you.
Oh, wow.
We'd gotten you
A
cake, some flowers there. We heard you're a big fan of chocolate. We got you some chocolates as well.
Yeah,
we heard you
just
like dark
chocolate,
chocolates. So
yes.
there it is. So you need to keep those and snack on those until we can next chat.
We know you love lilies.
Yeah, but Timmy says you love
Wow.
lilies.
Yes,
but,
I do.
But yeah, we got you some roses.
Thank you.
I didn't want you to come on at the time that the N1 finally released you,
Yes.
because I don't think it would have been fair to those listening. They have been awaiting this conversation, Cynthia. I've got journalists that are texting me saying, Andile, where's this conversation? I've got broadcasters that are saying, Andile, where's this conversation? On Touch's show, you had Touch and then the entire gang saying, wow, what a legendary chat we're going to have.
Oh, wow.
And I think I would have cheated South Africans had we taken you at the time that we would have taken you.
Mm-hmm.
Can we please have a redo?
Yes, we can. We can.
Yeah,
We can.
Alam
Yes, but we have to talk about the G-Sport Awards.
Very
a
quickly,
little
go
bit.
for it. Go for
Okay,
it.
so I just want to let South Africa know that it's 8 days to go. So those of you who want to vote, you know that the finalists were announced on the 22nd, and now the public voting is open, and it will close on the 31st of August. So please, everybody must vote as many times as they want for their favorite person. And the person who does not, let's say you get 10,000 votes, but you do not win, you will get a special award.
Oh, that's amazing.
Which will be People's Choice. So there's everything for everybody.
And you're one of the judges, right?
Yes.
Well, I look forward to
I
the
hope there's nobody
conversations.
waiting for me outside.
Cynthia, we're going to have this chat, and I appreciate you coming in today. And I'm terribly sorry that we have to redo, but I think it's only right that we tell the Cynthia Tshaka story. I mean, I call it the story of the first, and I want us to tell it properly because it's a very emotional one for me as well. I need to look at you in your eyes and say thank you.
Oh, wow.
And I need the hour to do that.
Thank you so much. I really do apologize. You know, it was really packed on the road.
No, it's okay.
I'll leave early next week. I'll leave at 3.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. That is a legendary chat awaiting. That's what that is. Faith is with us. So we're going to go to Faith over the next 2 hours. We're going to be listening with Faith. Thank you so much for the chat there to Coach Morgan Mamilla. Of course, it was unexpected. It's not something that we had planned to do. But, everybody listens to the show. Absolutely, everybody is always listening, and it's always great to get insights from coaches in particular. Let's get to understand them. Let's get to hear, rather than the sound bites that we get when they've done something, and we just get little sound bites. Let's have them on and let them speak about things that concern them. And Morgan Mamilla is not one to shy away from that. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. It was one that we just quickly put together, but as per usual, the audience that's listening to this show, you can never have a dull day. Maybe one of these days, Timmy, we should have a day where we just open the lines and ask you what it is you're going to talk about. I think it will be a key learning for us as well, to see what it is that's in the hearts, the minds, and just the air of those that are so every single day trusting us with themselves for an hour. For myself and my entire team. Hey Timmy, ole para jo, pela, and so me.